Abigail? If you forget to load the pellet, the gun fires, makes a sound but releases no shot. It is a great jape, do you agree?
Yes.
The Favourite, a dynamic play of wits and strategy in the court of England during the Restoration period. This story centres around two women, Lady Sarah Marlborough and Abigail Hill, fighting for the favour of Queen Anne, the last monarch of the House of Stuart. In this video essay we'll explore the way director Yorgos Lanthimos criticizes the social divide of classes through the portrayal of life at court and the women's power play. Approaching this 2018 semi-historical drama from a political perspective allows us to grasp its comment on contemporary societal problems. For the analysis of this film, we will apply the Marxist concept of economic determinism and parts of Marx's class theory. Economic determinism explains the persistence of social and economical inequality through the idea that a society's economical structure is ultimately the determining factor in shaping, controlling, and governing that particular society. First, the social divide of classes is criticized through the portrayal of life at court and how it influences the lower classes. We see this in scenes where the elites make important decisions such as tax increases and planning war strategies, very real matters that others will have to pay for. But it is clear that their own life in the palace is not going to be implicated by their own actions. The ruling class is separated from the subjects in two different ways, through their physical location and the difference of lifestyles and mindset. Concerning the physical realm, a significant part of the film shows Robert Harley and Prime Minister Godolphin debating about the next moves to undertake in the war while we stay in the palace, and the battlefields and soldiers are never shown. Lanthimos uses extreme wide lenses, portraying the palace as a literal fishbowl, worlds apart from the harsh reality their governance created. This clear separation between ruling and working class is in line with Marxist ideas. Marx criticizes the economic domination of the ruling class, which controls all aspects of a society at the expense of the working class. While we hear that people are dying on the battlefield, the political decisions in the palace are made during parties.
Very. I was just explaining to the Queen the mistake there's taxes, the war as well. We should sue for peace.
Oh, Holly, you are such a bore. That is for Parliament. A ball is for dancing.
I'd like to enjoy the music now.
Oh, yes, I love this music. I must dance.
Alongside talking about their mindset, we recognize a sense of being out of touch with reality and the hardships outside of court.
Must the duck be here?
Lanthimos uses humor here to expose the decadence and absurdity of this political division.
Mascara is running. If you'd like to go fix yourself, we can continue this later.
The nobles do not have any feeling of responsibility for the nation, for the people they're governing. They act impulsively and out of personal grudges, a scandal the director underlines through satirical provocation. The social divide of classes is criticized through the portrayal of the power play between Abigail and Sarah. The director tells a story about the relationship between three women, highlighting power hierarchies outside of those that manifest in gender dynamics, mainly the aspect of class difference. Even though patriarchal structures still dominate the realm, they are insignificant between Anne, Abigail, and Sarah.
You will be back in the street.
Once a lady that has now fallen far, Abigail is positioned at the bottom of the court's hierarchy. Her precarious situation, shaped by repeated sexual violence and poverty, forces her to resort to controversial means in order to escape being at the mercy of those in power. Therefore, Abigail soon understands that she needs to take control of her economic situation and her body in order to survive. Ultimately, ensuring her safety is Abigail's motivation to come closer to the Queen. Sarah, in contrast, as Lady Marlborough, has always been financially secure and privileged. Having ensured her position as the Queen's favourite from childhood on, she enjoys political as well as personal power over the Queen. Never having to worry about her survival, she has the liberty of mainly focusing on preserving her current position, which she was led to take for granted. In order to counter Abigail's unexpected climb in the court's hierarchy, we see Sarah breaking the Queen's trust as a last resort to preserve her place. In the end, all three women are all subjects to Marxist economic determinism. Through the inequality of opportunity in a divided society, there is no way of changing your fate, no matter how hard you try. Lanthimos destroys the meritocratic belief of social mobility.
I have won. I am safe.
Abigail has reached her desired position in court, having re-established herself as a lady. She has successfully driven away Sarah, but soon learns she will never be able to fully replace her. Abigail continues to suffer under the stigma of having once fallen far. Ultimately, she's caged in by the Queen, living rather as her pet than her equal. Sarah wanted to be the leader of the kingdom and forever concubine of the Queen, but she's forced to leave and put back in her place as a wife in a remote palace. Not even the Queen's ultimate desire to feel loved was fulfilled, since she accepted to believe in Abigail's flattering lies. The power play between the main characters can be read through the chess motif. Costume designer Sandy Powell stated, "The checkered floors in the palace were inspiration to both makeup and costuming." Sarah and Abigail are dressed in opposing black and white, marking them as competing parties. White being the opening front connotes Sarah's initial advantage in their battle for the Queen's affection. Chess is a highly strategic game, and so is Abigail's and Sarah's battle. Anything, even love and sexuality, can be instrumentalized to be steps ahead of the other player.
Your hair is so lustrous. It's something people in court comment on.
Really? Mm-hmm. I always thought of it as rather nest-like.
Not at all.
Abigail can be seen as a pawn, the lowest figure with limited possibilities to move, yet it can still go very far and reach the Queen attempting to change its nature. The higher the figure's rank, the more privileged they are, the more ways of movement freedom they have, and the more likely they are to come far. Just as the chess pieces are confined to their roles, so are the characters' lives determined by their class position in the court's hierarchy. In this video essay, we explored how The Favourite can be read as a critique of the social divide of classes, exposing carefully crafted power plays and inequality, employing Marxist concepts. We see the characters subjected to a divided class system where inequalities of opportunity become more evident in a metaphorically hopeless game of chess. Social background matters. In a system held up by leaders that are decadent, corrupt, and irresponsible, in Restoration England, as in today.